Conservation Board.
Okay, we're good, Randy, whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
thank you.
Yeah.
Mike, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I couldn't take it. Watching it on the news, it's
Metal detectors, get everything checked. Never did in the last 2 months or two.
So quiet. Yeah, she's shooting all good, yeah. Good evening, I'd like to welcome you to the Warsaw Town Council. It's 6 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Y'all may be seated. Council, first order of business on the agenda is approval of the consent agenda. I'll entertain any edits at this time or a motion to approve.
I make that motion to approve, Mr. Mayor.
Council, we have a motion. Do we have a second? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed? Very good. Okay, we're going to move right into our public hearing segment. We have two scheduled for this evening. The first one we're going to take on is the easiest one for the evening. That'll be the budget amendment, so I will read that for the record. The Warsaw Town Council will conduct a public hearing on Thursday, March 13th, 2025 at 6 p.m. or so, as soon thereafter, as the matter may be called on the agenda in the Town Council Chambers and Town Offices, 78 Belleville Lane, Warsaw, Virginia, for the purpose of receiving comments from the public on a proposed amendment of the town budget to reallocate $150,000 from the town's reserves fund to the town's wastewater fund to be used for repairs for the town's wastewater facility. Information regarding the above may be examined at the office of the town manager, 78 Belleville Lane, Warsaw, Virginia, during normal business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Additional information can be obtained by telephone at 804-333-3737. Is there anyone here this evening that would like to speak on the topic of the budget amendment? Okay. Public comment is closed for that topic. Council, as you know, that is the fact that our wastewater treatment plant has need of repairs for the sand filters to be replaced, and the estimate is $150,000 over the $150,000 to repair. So is there any discussion, any comment? All right. I'm going to close that particular public hearing, and we'll take up a vote for amendment later on in the agenda. Moving on to the second item of the public hearings tonight. The Warsaw Town Council will conduct a public hearing on Thursday, March 13th, 2025 at 6 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be called on the agenda of the Town Council Chambers, the Town Offices, 78 Belleville Lane, Warsaw, Virginia, for the purpose of receiving comments from the public on the proposed option to lease certain real property owned by the town. The property in question consists of approximately 200 plus or minus acres and is part of the larger tract owned by the town, designated as Richmond County tax map number 24-65 and number 24-121, and being generally located between Wilford's Wharf Road, Historyland Highway, and Toteski Creek. Information regarding the above may be examined at the offices of the town manager, 78 Belleville Lane, Warsaw, Virginia, during normal business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Additional information can be obtained by telephone at 804-333-3737. Before we go to the public comment, I wanted to set the table just a little bit to share the history and of the land and what the thinking of the town is. It's been my experience in the past when council has to make a tough call or a unpopular call, that's best to make sure the public absolutely understands the reasons why. So that is what I'm going to do here at the moment and try to do so. 20 or 30 years ago, give or take, the town purchased that large tract of land, almost 700 acres, with the purpose of, we thought at the time that we were going to be required to make major changes in our sewer water treatment, and that land was going to be cut and used for spray application, simply meaning our effluent or something there of that nature would be sprayed on the land and used as natural fertilizer or natural decomposition to rid ourselves of the effluent or that type of thing. Fortunately, that was not the case. We were able to find another alternative. We put a new sewer plant in to meet the regulations at the time, so we didn't need to do that. Council knew that that land was going to be a huge asset to the town going forward in one way, shape, or the other. It's been the will of council on several different occasions through the years not to sell the land, that the land would be better served the citizens of Warsaw if the ownership was kept. So some time ago, we put piping from the sewer plant down to Toteski to take our effluent and discharge into the river. We also put in piping and infrastructure that if the sale of the land ever took place for housing development, that entire tract, 600-700 acres, could be opened up to housing that would have sewer and water. So that is there, but that plan has never come to pass. So the town through the years has been cutting timber, like a lot of people cut timber, planting new trees, and realizing the revenue thereof. So we come to today, and what we find ourselves is that the cost of doing business is simply getting more expensive. The sewer plant in general is costing more and more each year to maintain just because prices are going up. The cost of chemicals is going up. It's almost doubled in a year. You just heard the budget amendment today for $150,000 to put in new sand filters. That's maintenance for the plant. We have a 13-cent tax rate on the citizens of Warsaw. To raise $160,000, which is what the solar farm rental proceeds could be 7 to 9 cents on our tax rate. We would more than double our tax rate just to cover that. So we have to ask ourselves, how can we find other ways? So we were presented with this project of a solar farm. Dominion Resources is the company that's handling this. This isn't a third party or another firm. And they are interested in 200 acres about in the center of the tract. And throughout the negotiations, we've been very clear that if we were to do this, it would have to follow all the environmental regulations, make sure all the runoff and erosion issues are taken care of, all those things. And we also have in the contract that it would be where it would not be seen from housing, because there's no houses around it. It would not be seen by the roads, and it would not be seen from the creek. So we've tried to take all the mitigation steps that we possibly can to make a tough decision work. So if the revenue is 160, if it's less than that, if it's 100, that money's going to go straight into the town's wastewater reserves to service the plant. So that's the why. That's the why. All right. I have Miss Rachel Douglas. Would you like to speak? Please come up to the podium, state your name, your physical address, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Thank you.
First, I'm going to hand out some copies of further in depth of what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm Rachel Douglas. I live at 859 Welfers Wharf Road, the property adjoining the town. And I'm here today concerned as a concerned landowner whose property directly adjoins the proposed solar farm site. And I urge you to carefully consider the significant environmental, economic, and community impacts that this project may have. A 200-acre solar farm in close proximity to Toteski Creek raises several key concerns. One, environmental impact. Clearly, clearing this land could disrupt local wildlife, increase stormwater runoff into Toteski Creek, contribute to soil erosion. Ongoing studies, including a Virginia Tech-led research initiative, indicates the need for further analysis on the effects of large-scale solar installations on water quality and land stability. There is already a significant runoff issue at the solar farm on Route 3, causing drainage into Farnham Creek. 2, heat island effect and agricultural impact. Large solar farms can create localized temperature increases, affecting crop yields, water usage, and soil health. Farmers in the area may face increased operational costs due to the higher water demands and changes in pest and disease patterns. 3, property values and aesthetic concerns. Studies suggest that homes near larger farms may experience declines in property value. Additionally, the project would significantly alter the rural landscape, which has traditionally supported timber harvesting and natural erosion control. If studies suggest that homes near large solar farms may see a drop in property value, how much do you think this will impact the value of the property with the panels? 4, infrastructure strain. The construction phase will introduce heavy traffic on rural roads, leading to potential wear and tear that may require additional resources from VDOT. Further, the necessary electrical infrastructure for a project of this scale may impose logistical and financial burdens on the community, as citizens in King George County are currently facing with Dominion. 5, long-term waste management. Solar panels have a limited lifespan, and Virginia currently lacks a comprehensive plan for proper disposal. This could lead to significant environmental concerns as early as 2036. Given these issues, I respectfully request that the council conduct a thorough environmental and economic impact study before proceeding with this project. Additionally, I urge you to explore alternative locations or mitigation strategies to minimize harm to surrounding properties and natural resources. Allowing Dominion to complete their own study is like an auditor auditing their own transactions. It doesn't make any sense. If you wouldn't want solar panels next to your home, why are you forcing them next to ours? Thank you, and I appreciate your time and consideration.
Thank you. Thank you. From my list here, I don't see anyone else who wants to speak on that particular topic, but is there anyone else in the lobby that would like to speak on that particular topic? Okay.
I do want to speak. I wasn't signed up to speak, but I have something I want to say.
State your name and your physical address, please.
So, my name is Belinda Reynolds, and I live at 6196 Richmond Road, Warsaw, Virginia. So, Randy, you made an interesting point about the wastewater treatment plant costing us more money. I've said this through numerous meetings, and I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm going to forward you this information because now it keeps being brought up that our treatment plant costs us more money. But we continuously, as a town, give away sewer treatment hookups. Every time you give it away, it's money that you don't bring into this town. I'm not going to name the person that you give it to, but you've been giving away treatment hookups to him for years. And in 2021, Randy, you said in a town council meeting that you had that you supported solar, but you didn't have a warm and fuzzy cause about it because you didn't know the risk. What changed your mind about that? Because you didn't know the risk of what it did to the community. You're going to take our natural resources away from us for money that we could already be getting. If you would let the builders pay for all the hookups, you give away millions of dollars to builders when you don't let them pay for water and sewer hookups. That's not fair to the citizens and our town and our county to take away our natural resources that you can never get back. Because when those solar farms are put there, it's 20 and 30 years and 40 years before you can ever use those lands again. It never gets back. Where you could be just cutting the trees down and putting new trees back out there again. And these people are right that the trees will never be the same, the animals will never be the same out there again. Why do that? Do y'all really need to think about what you're doing when you can get your money from the builders?
Thank you, Belinda. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak on the topic? Please come to the podium, state your name and your physical address, please.
Okay, I'm probably going to start shaking because I do not like public speaking whatsoever. So, I'm Lauren McCartney. I do not live in the town of Warsaw. I have a business in the town of Warsaw, Pure Skin. I also have a toddler, so I have not prepared well for this. I kind of caught on to it a little bit late. I'm concerned, as these other ladies are, about the long-term impacts of this. I know that the town needs money, and we got to find it somewhere. So I have a question. I work next to the Northern Neck Land Conservancy, and I've wondered if anybody has talked to them and considered putting this land in an easement, because I know there's a lot they can do there to save money. So I really know nothing. Like, my job is skin, and that's what I do. So I'm just here because I love this area. My family lives down Wilford's Wharf, and it's my favorite road, and it's just gonna be sad to see so much beauty taken away. I live on Ridge Road, so I'm in Richmond County, but I live on Ridge Road, and the Mayon, it's not pleasant, and it's not visible from the road. It is. So I'm just concerned, and I've just wanted to propose that I don't know if the town pays property taxes on that property, and could you put this land in an easement with the Land Conservancy, who's right down the road? And I don't know. I've talked to the Land Conservancy and hope to explore some options here, because I know there's a problem. We need more money, and we don't want to charge the town more money because everyone's kind of struggling. And yeah, I'm just wondering if there are other options that we can look into. That's about it. And yeah, I'm going to sit down so I stop shaking. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You did great, by the way.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in the lobby that'd like to speak on the topic? Okay. Our public comment time is over. Counselors, is there any discussion you'd like to do in the public hearing point? All right. Then our public hearing portion of the evening is complete. Council, we have a couple things to address. Number one would be the first public hearing with the $150,000 amendment for the budget expenditure. Is there any discussion, any commentary on that?
We've talked about it a little bit, but this is not something, is this something that needs to be done right away? Everything is functioning now the way it is, as far as I know. I was hoping we could, our utilities committee could go down there and take a look at what's going on, but I'm behind getting this improvement and getting this taken care of, because it's not gonna fix itself. But I'm just wondering what kind of timeline we're looking at, if it's something that needs to be done right away, or if we have some time on this.
So sand filters are a primary piece of the plant. Mm-hmm. If they fail, you can't work the plant. We have one or two that's...
3 altogether, I believe in 2 that are messed up and 1 that we've got functioning.
So we need to move forward. We were hoping we could wait till the next fiscal year, but with that the case, with the second one that's failed, we need to look at it. Good question. Mm-hmm. Any other topics, question? So, council, the motion would be to authorize the budget amendment of $150,000 to be moved from the reserves to the wastewater fund to take care of needed maintenance. Do we have a motion?
I make the motion, we do that.
We have a second?
I second it.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, the second piece, following up on the second public hearing, is you've heard from a few citizens. Let's just recap where we are. We've been talking with Dominion now for a bit while. The Planning Commission has sent the recommendation for a unanimous vote of approval. The council has had a unanimous vote of approval to go into contract with them. a piece of the procedure we left out was doing the lease of the land. So that's the motion that we have to talk about tonight. The motion that we need to look at to authorize is to authorize the town manager to proceed with the negotiations for a long-term lease for the property consisting of approximately 200 acres or more or less and being part of the larger tract owned by the town designated as Richmond County Tax Map number 24-65 and number 24-121 and being generally located between Wilford's Wharf Road and History Land Highway and Toski Creek. Opened up for discussion.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to tell you, the public, those that spoke tonight, I appreciate everything you said. When this first came up, I was totally against it, and I was against it the second time it was brought up. And then when we met with them, we started putting stipulations on it. This land that is going to be used, first of all, I asked, is it going to be visible from the road? Because the ones I see from the road, even going to Montrose, everywhere, it just doesn't look good. It's not good, for travelers, people coming in Northern Neck, see something like that. No, it's not going to be visible from the road. It's not even close to any of the roads. Those of you on Welford's Wharf itself, it's down there ways, okay? Because I've been down in that area. It's a lot of gullies, and it can't be used. I think the hunt club hunts in there, has been for a while, and that's about it. There's going to be less traffic than when the hunt club hunts down there. Okay, because it's only going to be one person, one vehicle going in there at a time, and it's just not going to be used that much. And I asked about it being near the waterways. Well, it's going to be a buffer. I forgot what it is, but no closer than a certain amount. Trees are going to be hiding it from anybody to see. And quite frankly, you talk about, we don't want to go up in taxes. We got to find something else to use, to do it. And the wastewater treatment plant has to pay for itself. We can't use money from our general fund for the wastewater treatment plant. The auditors are not going to allow us to do that. So, I fought it for a long time, but this is the best option we have. It's not going to be visible to anybody. No one should be in there or anywhere around it. That land can't be used for anything else. Most of that land we can't even put timber on. That's the kind of shape it's in. So, that's the reason I voted on it, the reason I'm supporting it now. I can't think of any other way we can support the sewage treatment plant and not have an effect on other people, on the citizens of the town or the county.
Any other discussion?
I just wanted to make some comments because I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook. Every comment I've seen, people were against it or are against it. And I've talked to a lot of different citizens, people in the county, people that live in the area that are against it. And I realize, this is kind of the sign of the times that the question I have, and it was a comment made, is it or will it reduce the cost of electricity? And with all the many solar farms I've seen throughout the whole eastern seaboard, because I've seen them all up and down the eastern seaboard, and there's a bunch of them going up within our county and within the Northern Neck area. The question I have, is it reducing the cost of electricity? And I don't see it doing it. I know it's for a lot of people that want, like this, what they call green energy. They don't want to use coal-fired plants. They don't want to use nuclear, and they don't want to use natural gas, and that's, I guess, a way of eliminating the cost or the use of those types of power. But I just really have a question: is how is it reducing cost of power?
I think, Ralph, your comment's not one we haven't had. I've had that very same conversation with the council person earlier before the meeting started. if you're going to make your decision based on that, good luck. I don't know how you do it. But if you look at the reason why we're voting on this to begin with, it's for the revenue line. It's for the enhanced revenue line. It's for the fiduciary benefit of the citizens of Warsaw. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I don't think anyone here on council really, for the sake of having a solar farm, wants a solar farm, right? I mean, the only reason we're talking about it is because it will produce a revenue line annually that we see only every 15 or 20 years from timbering. So, I mean, there's the conundrum, Ralph.
There is.
Any other discussion?
No, I'm not sure if I'm.
Ma'am, you're not allowed to speak. Thank you. Counselor, we done? All right, so we have a motion to be made or to be tabled. Is there any council person that would like to make the motion as it was read? Is there any councilman that wants to table the motion?
I make the motion to proceed.
To proceed as read?
Yes.
We have a motion to proceed. We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No.
We have 3 noes? No? No? No. Okay. The ayes carry it. Okay, Joseph, work with the attorney, make sure the contracts are tight. Sure. Thank you. Moving on to the regular public comment section of the meeting. We're going to open it back up for any comments, and I see Mr. Clifford Mullen would like to speak. Sir, please step up to the podium, state your name and your physical address. You will have 3 minutes to chat with us.
J. Clifford Mullen, 8351 History Land Highway, Warsaw, Virginia. Just a couple questions in a sense. Out front here, you have posted the schedule for this meeting and the Planning Commission. On your website, you have a calendar that lists this meeting and the Planning Commission. My question is, how does the public know when this meeting is off the schedule, or more importantly, in this case, the Planning Commission is not meeting? Last Thursday evening, I came here for the Planning Commission meeting. Found the doors locked, lights out, called someone, found out that they were a member of the commission, that they had been notified, that you weren't having a meeting. Well, my question is, how does the public know that? Because I specifically looked on the website before I drove up here, and the meeting was still listed as on. My question to that is because in the same way, the county, on their website, if they don't have it, it's marked, it's noted as canceled. And I just was curious about how that is. Second thing is, on the website, you have the listing of the meetings, you have the listing about minutes, you have listing about videos of the meetings. How often is that updated? My question there is because you go to the website, you can find meeting agendas, you can find some minutes, but very few videos. And I was just curious about what's listed and when that is updated for people to be able to review that. Last and most importantly to me, I want you all to be aware, the local Richmond County Fair is normally in August. And this is a time when we look for the town, community, and all to enjoy an opportunity to come out to the fair. We had the opportunity this year to change, I work with the county fair. The County Fair Association had the opportunity to change vendors as far as the carnival part of it. And to do that, the date of the fair had to be changed, and this year, it's going to be July the 16th through the 19th, and I wanted y'all to write that on your calendars, and everybody set aside that Wednesday through Saturday so that you can come to the fair. Next Thursday night, the fair will have its final, not the final meeting, but the final closing on all that, and the only subject that hasn't been finalized is normally that fair lasts from Tuesday to Saturday. Right now, the Tuesday is still up in the air, and we're trying to get it, but I'll let you know if it does. But right now, I hope that you'll be able to come on the 16th through the 19th.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak tonight? All right, then our public comment section is closed, and we'll move on to the agenda as is presented. As usual, I'm going to skip my section, and Joseph, you will take over and give your manager's report, please.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Start off with item number 1, budget presentation. I want to say thanks to everyone that made it to the budget work session earlier this month. It was a productive meeting, and I look forward to presenting the final draft of our annual budget at next month's meeting. That'll be for the public as well. Item number 2, the mural project update. We're currently awaiting signed paperwork from Lakeway Publishers, and those are the current owners of the building where the Daily Northern Neck News is, that allows for a mural to be painted on the side wall of the former Daily. While we do this, I'm meeting with the muralist tomorrow to discuss the space, ideas, and answer questions. I know right now we're thinking about maybe Phones Cliffs or something of the river that's emblematic of our area. He'll then provide to us with a proposed design that you all will approve, and we anticipate the project to be completed sometime this June or July.
Okay.
Next item, mandatory FOIA recap. Just want to say thank you to all the council members that came out, especially if you were working that day or something. Thank you all. I really do appreciate it, and it helps us out a lot for that.
I thought he did a nice job.
Yeah, and thank you to Julia for organizing that. I almost missed that, sorry. Thank you for getting that together for us. The Virginia Local Government Managers Association Conference recap. I was fortunate enough to attend the winter conference this year, and I got to Charlottesville right when it started to snow, so it all worked out great. We discussed a lot of things from AI being in more local government, to all sorts of things within the field, and I'm happy to continue planning for the summer conference. And again, I get to co-host this time, so we'll have about 300 city, town, and county managers, and I will be one of the co-hosts. I'm excited for that.
Make Warsaw proud.
Yeah, absolutely.
No embarrassing pictures on the Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Number 5, economic development. I continue to make progress regarding the hotel project and hope to have a formal proposal for your review within the next few months. At this time, I'm still working on negotiations with Atlantic Union Bank regarding the land, and we'll have work to get an application into DHCD for grant funding for the planning stages. I'll keep you posted as this progresses, and I've also been in discussions with a regional and a national gasoline convenience center, and hope to have an update within a few months on that too. Item number 6, the community impact analysis. This is in regards to the subdivision where the phase 1 plan of development was approved by you all. I've worked with the town attorney and with Mr. Packett to enter into an agreement for a community impact analysis. The firm of S. Patz and Associates, a well-known and reputable group from Northern Virginia, has already worked to gather valuable information and hopes to have a deliverable product within about 100 days. The town is the client, not Mr. Packett, ensuring that it's a fair and unbiased report, and we are being reimbursed, we being the town, by Mr. Packett for the entire cost, as was offered by him within the proffer statement. And I will provide the report to each of you once it is complete. And then 2 quick things. I'll address first the website. We can certainly put on there when we don't have planning commission meetings. We are small, so sometimes we just don't have business. So we'll make sure we'll start doing that. And then for the video links, we did switch over to YouTube in lieu of Facebook less than a year ago, right, Julia? Something like that.
I can't.
Yeah, the Facebook.
The Facebook links over just from when we started.
Which is part of the reason why we want to go to YouTube, because we can actually have it on the website. So we'll You don't see as many of those because we just switched to YouTube less than a year ago. But you can see all of those
I
there.
have done it within the last week.
Okay.
So it is up to date.
Great. But, yeah, just wanted to answer those two questions. But that's all I have for my report.
Council, do we have any questions for Mr. Questenberry? All right, let's go to the police chief's report. Chief?
Yes, sir. Our monthly activity report is in your packets. Just a few highlights for the month. And currently, I was going to introduce you to Officer Koch. This is the first time he's worked since we've had a town council meeting, but it's like he stepped out for a call. If he gets back in here, I'll introduce you. We're in the planning stages of our FY25 community engagement for the next 6 months. We're going to do some things like cops and bobbers and things like that coming up. Some of the team had some really great ideas just to get that outreach out, but if anybody in the town council or the public has ideas they'd like to see us do, we'd be more than happy to look into that. I had the privilege of attending being invited to and attending a small town police roundtable a couple weeks ago, hosted by Middleburg PD. There's about 25 chief of polices from small towns across the Commonwealth, just discussing and dialoguing common issues that we have in small towns, and it was a really good engagement with my fellow chiefs of police from small towns, and enlightening as well. So that was a good event. Just one other thing I'd like to bring up, we are looking at bringing on police explorers for FY25. It's a good outreach program for our youth, and we're hoping to get that engaged by the next fiscal year, which will be school year FY26.
It's outstanding.
So, pending any of your questions?
Yes, Chief, I noticed in your report you had, we had 2 accidents, driver, whatever, property on top on the fence, and then down in traffic, reportable traffic crashes 9. What's the difference between the two?
So attendant driver now, that'd be like, one of the cases was somebody at the car wash backed into the little device that they have, was worth $3,000, did not know they backed into it. It's not classified as a traffic crash, but a person in a car backing into unattended property. And then another incident, I don't know these incidents off the top of my head, another would be if somebody hit a parked car or something like that. Not a reportable crash, but we still take a report on that for.
So the accidents are the ones that actually happen on the road, not in the
Correct. So
parking lot or
car crashes that would actually produce a car crash report that we would do through TREDS through the Virginia State Police.
Because when I saw that 9, I started to worry that we had 9 accidents in town in 1 month, and I was
Yes, sir.
going to ask you what was the cause of all those. All right.
I believe there was a item on the front page of the Northern Neck News. An award, maybe?
Sure. I think I put that out last town council.
Well, to bring it up again, it's in the press.
So, yes, I think they captured that while they were here last time. Again, it was just an award given to us by the FBI Trilogy course, which is a senior leader course consisting of 3 different phases. And it's awarded to an agency where all of the leadership within that agency has attended that course and successfully graduated, which our agency has. And so they award it to the agency. And like I said, our last meeting, it's the small things that our officers appreciate, and it gives us something to be proud of.
You know, Chief, I was talking to a couple of council folks. It would be nice, if possible, it would be nice in the council meetings if, the officer on duty could come in and say hi to us, let us show a little appreciation
Yes,
for what
sir.
they do. That'd be good?
Absolutely.
Okay. Council, do we have any questions for the chief? All right. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Director of Public Works, Jesse, are you in the house? You were hiding behind the podium.
Good evening. Hope everyone is well. I'll start off with the treatment plant, hot topic. Average daily influent for February was 192,300, increase of 20,700 from January. Maximum influent flow for February was 286,600, an increase of 71,000 gallons. For February, the average effluent total nitrogen was 2.43 milligrams per liter. The average effluent total phosphorus was 0.13 milligrams per liter. Plant staff also collected samples from all 6 ground water monitoring wells to complete our testing for our first quarter. We also have teamed up with Power and Flow. They've done some work for us in the past on a lot of odd jobs, but we at least have somebody down there now that knows exactly what they're looking at with these sand filters. So he was down there today, and I think we may have gotten one more back online. We'll be able to know after it gets a few decants through it. So that's it for the treatment plant for now. The water department, you will find the water loss report for the month of February. 2% water loss. Staff also completed state-selected bacteria samples. All results came back absent. Water department also checks the sewage pump stations each day. Refuse. For the month of January, we made 16 trips to the landfill, totaling 118 tons of trash. And we finally got our truck number 5 to Chesapeake to get repaired. Hopefully that'll be done within the next month, maybe. So we'll see how that goes. Public Works maintenance, staff assisted with Monday and Thursday residential trash, assisting with reading water meters, and also we're kind of splitting them up to help with the treatment plant when needed, and also training at the water as well.
All right. Council, we have questions for Jesse? How's your folks doing? How's the team?
Good.
Yeah?
Everyone's good. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Council committee reports. I think the Economic Development Committee met today.
Program committee, we did, and we voted unanimously for Rise and Set Grocery, a $7,200 grant.
So Joseph, for the public, speak a little bit about what this new business is.
Yes. So we have it in new business. I'm going to jet back here really fast. Rise and Set provisions, and from what I've gathered, as was presented in here, along with the business plan, it, let's see, especially market with the retail environment showcasing a range of dietary-friendly products, including bulk items to minimize packaging waste, educational resources and workshops on nutrition. Let's see, and I saw they had a Facebook post up, I think, about like maybe cleaning products and all types of just day-to-day products that you need. So I find it to be, based off this, like a niche little grocery store option right in the heart of downtown, which I think is great. And this person that owns it is a town resident and has a strong track record of, I think this will be her 3rd business, one in Williamsburg and one in Carytown. Yeah.
All right. So the recommendation from the Economic Development Committee is to grant the full
$7,200.
$7,200. Thank you. Councilors, any questions or discussion? All right. Anyone like to make the motion to award the $7,200 grant?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the grand opening.
Yeah.
Do we know when the ribbon cutting might be?
I think it's next month. So I will get that out to you all as soon as I can, or find out.
Mr. Vice Mayor, Northern Neck Regional Jail Report.
Yeah, in your packet, you got a breakdown of the housing code yesterday, at the end of the day yesterday. We met yesterday. The main topic at yesterday's meeting was Superintendent Michelle Lewis updating us on all the things that happened at the state's governing bodies, laws and regulations that went through. There's 23 that affected regional jails and other types of jails too, but specifically regional jails, what she was pulling out. Many of them were, smaller things, but one that I think some of y'all might have seen in the paper the other day, one that Representative Hillary Pugh Kent put through with the help of our Commonwealth Attorney Libby Tribble. They worked together on reporting of incidents at the regional jail to the local police department, sheriff's department, whatever. And actually, they actually met with our superintendent, Michelle Lewis, on that to find out what she was doing and get her thoughts on it. And the bill that was passed is actually modeled after what we do. Sometimes there's a conflict of interest going through with the sheriff's department, so a lot of our investigations, we use state police. And Representative Kent said she wished the rest of regional jails, because a lot of them don't follow that. You know, we're already doing it, so it doesn't change anything that we do.
Okay.
Okay. And just a reminder that the governing body's dinner is on April 16th next month in Richmond County. You'll be getting an invitation here, I think in a couple of weeks. They're going to send both hard copy and electronic copies. If you're able to do it, sometimes I'm not able to do things electronically. I'm not good at it. But that's what they'd like for you to try to send it in as, because it'll make it a lot easier next year to go to it if it works out all right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Any questions for our Vice Mayor? All right. Moving along, old business, project updates, 74 Main Street. Mr. Quessenberry, what can you tell us?
Yes, just heard from the contractor today that there would be trenching that will be occurring next week, and that Dominion is set to place the new power pole and line, I think somewhere near the back of the building, bring a new upgraded service to the building next week as well. So those are the main updates. The contractor is on an improvement plan, if you will, but he's delineated a new timeline and deliverables, and so we're hoping that things stay on track.
Keep an eye on it. Thank you.
Will do, yeah.
Any questions on 74 Main?
I do, I have one.
Yes.
When you turn on to Main Street, what is the black spray paint that's on the side of the building?
Yeah, that will be a large window to look in, yeah. We didn't know they were gonna do that. Don't really like that they did, but they did. But it's, we just say it's our newest mural or something, but yeah, there's gonna be a large window right there.
It looked like a Halloween decoration, because it brought up about the time of Halloween, I thought, well, maybe they just gonna leave
It was great for that time of year, not so much now, yeah.
The well replacement project, anything new there?
Nothing substantive. Our staff are looking into another company. Of course, we're gonna put it out and issue requests for bids, but we are sort of just laying the groundwork to see who all's out there who does this type of stuff to make sure that they put a bid in on the project.
All right.
And I know I probably asked it, there's nothing we can use, maybe our our senators or anybody that can help us.
Maybe,
Because I mean,
probably not.
this is a huge expense.
Yeah, it is.
When there's nothing wrong with what we got. It's just because, the Department of Quality, it's changed from when they told us what we had was right. And now, for a small town, that's a lot of money.
Let's draft some letters and a couple phone
I'd like to
calls.
look and see
Okay.
if we can get some kind of help somewhere.
And just
That could be a big help.
Absolutely, yeah, I can. And just so folks are aware, when we dug the well on Scotttown Road, it met all DEQ specs, everything's great. DEQ's gone across the Commonwealth to a lot of different towns saying that you have to dig it a different way now, I'm not sure. So we're talking right now about $60,000 a year for 30 years to pay for it. So that's a lot. So never hurts to try to draft.
There's nothing
Yeah.
condemned about it, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's not.
They just don't
No.
like it.
Yeah.
They liked it 10 years ago, but they don't like it now.
Well, I know a delegate that's from here, so maybe we can get some traction. Yeah, I'll
I
send
just
something.
think we should try all avenues before we
Yeah, absolutely.
spend that money.
Will do.
DHCD housing project update, anything new there?
Yes, we signed our first contract for construction.
Get out.
Yeah, so we're super excited, and the contractor's going to start in 3 to 4 weeks, and they want to turn out. So there are 3 houses for the, remodels and all that. So and every 4 to 6 weeks will be a new house, and then during that time, the 2 new homes that'll be demolished and put in, we're working on those. But yeah, the first one starts in about sometime next month. And I will tell you, it's one of the most intrinsically rewarding projects that we've worked on. And
Just do a high, we have some folks that aren't normally here. Do a high level, what that grant is for, what it is. And
yeah. So the council and staff made the decision that, we revitalized downtown. The businesses look great. We don't want anyone, a resident, to feel like, oh, I'm glad the businesses look good. What about us? And so we came together and applied for a grant. And we actually included out of our jurisdiction Scotttown Road because we felt like they needed to be included too. And the state came back and said, look, we'll actually give both the town and county money, but they need to be separate projects. So with that, the town was awarded almost 700,000, right, roughly? 632, sorry, thank you, for 5 homes, 3 to be remodeled and 2 to be demolished and rebuilt. And it's for families that meet income qualifications, and we had an architect that the state, we entered into a contract with, and they would come in and say, we think it needs to be a full rebuild, or we think that if the roof is fixed and the bathroom, new plumbing is put in. So, so that's sort of where we're at. So we did a scattered site project, which means they don't all have to be in the same neighborhood. They could be all over town. And then, so it's really rewarding to see people that are great people, been residents here for their whole lives, get new homes or rehabilitated homes.
Okay.
I have a question for Joseph.
Yeah.
So Scotttown, and where are the other locations?
Yep, so Scotttown is all county. For us, they are so scattered, I have to think off the top of my head. I know Hamilton, Meadowbrook, Belleville, yeah. And then, where's the other two?
That's good.
I'll take
curious.
Yeah, next time we'll have the report. I think it had them last time. I just don't remember. And actually, our planning commission chair may be able to help. Do you know where the other two are? Holly?
think right off the top
Okay.
I was
Okay.
sitting here trying.
I know. You would think with 5 I could remember, but I don't. So I remember 3. Sorry. But yes, we're excited to get one started in just a few weeks.
That's great.
All right.
Around Walnut too, I think.
That's one. Right near this Walnut is one. Yep. So we're just missing one.
All right. Thank you. New business, resolution to reappoint Housing Rehab Board with the following members: Joseph Questenberry, Melissa Coates, Jesse Schools, Clay Woolard, and Ogle Forrest. Joseph, you want to speak to that just really quick?
Yep, so we're just in a new year, and we need to appoint this, the state asked, and so one has to be the county building inspector, one has to be a member of the town's government, so we think that all these folks, also we need help making a quorum, and so I know 3 of them work here, so I think we'll be okay if we can appoint these folks.
Council, any questions? To make a motion to appoint Joseph Questenberry, Melissa Coates, Jesse Schools, Clay Woolard, Ogle Forest to the Housing Rehab Board.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank you.
All right. Resolution to adopt the DHCD Housing Project Program Design.
Yep, this is normally not required. It's a new thing this year that the state's doing. It's pretty much just, and you can read through it, it's a program design and a programmatic agreement that we signed with the state. And it just lays out, they're telling us, here's what you can spend the money on with these homes and all sorts of those things. I think probably it tells who the architect is and that the PDC, they're the grant administrators. I think probably the most important page, it's a lot to it, sorry, will be near the back. But really, it just goes over, actually, I do think it has some of the houses on here. It's the programmatic agreement. It's boilerplate language. The complaints process, the denied application, Jerry Davis, appeals process. After construction, there's a 1-year warranty, and the rehab specialist will come make sure everything still looks okay. So it's just an agreement for the grant.
All right. It's like a 2 little paragraph resolution, right? That's what I'm saying?
Just that one little, yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
All right. Councilors, any questions? The resolution's in your packet. This is one I don't have to read. Is there any questions? Then I'll entertain a motion to approval of the housing rehabilitation program designed for the town of Warsaw.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor, aye? Aye. Those opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Economic Incentive Program, Ward, we kind of took care of that.
Oh, good.
All right. Schedule public hearing. We are in need to schedule a public hearing for the Rappahannock Community College Sciences Building Conditional Use Permit. That's the big training facility we've been working with the college to establish. And that would be at our next meeting on April 10th at 6 p.m. Is there a motion to put that on the calendar?
I'll make the motion.
Moved, second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye? Aye. Those opposed? Okay. And folks, we are in need to go into closed session. Mr. Vice Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I move we go into closed session under 2.2-3711, Section A, subsection 19, discussion of plans to protect public safety as it relates to the Warsaw Police Department and Richmond County Sheriff's Office.
Council, I'm going to ask that our Chief of Police set in this session with us. There's the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye? Aye. Those opposed? Folks, we'll be as quick as we can.